And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. Welcome back to an all new episode of Style by Stevie. It is Thankful Thursday, March 16th, and welcome to an all new episode. Our very special guest today is award winning actor, born and raised in Augusta, Georgia. And I'm super excited to have him here in the dollhouse with me today. Let's welcome Ronnie Hudson second, ladies and gentlemen. All right? We had to start a new live because it was buffering and circling and stuff. So let me go ahead and add Ronnie. Today has just been let's just say a hell of a day. All right, so let me add him in. Give me a sec. All right. Let me get out of these notifications. Phone is just buzzing off the hook today. Y'all showing me so much love. I appreciate it. All right. So let me go ahead and share this live with everybody. Let them know. Make sure you guys head on over also and subscribe to Style by Stevie Daytime. All right. So without further ado, let's welcome our very special guest, Ronnie Hudson. There we are. Welcome, welcome to the dollhouse.
Thank you for having me. Glad to be here.
Such a pleasure to have you here. Hi, Timothy. Welcome, Fashion Dolls. If you're just coming in, we are here with award-winning actor Ronnie Hudson second, ladies and gentlemen. So before we kick off this interview, we're now like in the middle of 2023. How has 2023 been for you so far?
Oh, 2023 has been amazing. It's been fantastic. Like, just as far as my acting career is concerned, we definitely starting to take off here in 2023. I signed with a new agent this year. Booked my first co-star on network TV already in February, and like I said, we're just getting started. I got a few other indie feature films that I'm doing right now with tons of auditions and things down the road. So yeah, we're looking up for 2023.
All right, so that's great to hear. Amazing things, great to come. Shout outs to my brother K Tubes, the K Tube Spot. Definitely go and check out his talk show and platform. Amazing. That is my brother. So you guys please go and check him out. All right, so let's go fast forward way back when. All right, August of 1985, Augusta, Georgia, Wadley, Georgia. All right, Wadley, Georgia. So
Wadley.
tell us a little bit, Wadley.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that growing up. You were the youngest of three children, and tell us about your experience growing up, and did you always knew that acting was something that you wanted to do?
Well, like I said, growing up, especially down in Watley, Georgia, small town in Georgia, we about 2,000 people. We didn't have a lot of access, I would say, to the arts, theater, anything. So mostly for me growing up, it was all sports. Played basketball, baseball, various sports all the time. My dad was the recreation director down there, so it was pretty much sports all day and night. And then school. So other than that, like I said, I was big into my school. I was considered a nerd, more so to speak, growing up, because I had straight A's going through school, and always I was one of them that I did my homework and then I went and did what I had to do as far as playing video games or going out and playing some ball or doing whatever I had to do. But yeah, acting kind of hit me. As I got a little older, I started doing some, church plays and skits and things like that. And as I watched TV and I watched movies and I did these things, I just kind of looked at them like, man, I can do that. But not having the exposure to it growing up, it never seemed like a feasible possibility. It seemed something that is like just a pipe dream that was just way out there. Like that's Hollywood. I'm way over here in Little Watley, Georgia. So it never seemed to be an obtainable dream, until, like I said, until I got older and actually got exposure to some of the things that I have over the past few years.
Now, you began acting in 2016. Could you tell us why so late? And shout outs to Debbie Smith for this. I love her. She says it gets greater later. So
Oh yeah.
ain't nothing wrong with starting late. But tell us why so late? Why did you decide to pursue acting in 2016?
Yeah, so as I was growing up, like I said, it was all sports, and I was really good at math, growing up. So when it came to career, as I went through middle school, high school, and so forth, I went for something that I thought was like I said was more obtainable when it came to a career. And so even to this day, I am a full-time engineer, and I'm also pursuing acting at the same time. So I currently work for Caterpillar. So like I said, when I was coming up through school with my math background and so forth, I just kind of put my head down and tried to figure out a career, for one, where I can go make some money and that I can utilize my strength, which was math and computers and science and so forth. And so I went to Georgia Tech and majored in electrical engineering. Got my bachelor's degree in electrical engineering from Georgia Tech. And then my first job out of college was with the Boeing company in Philadelphia. So I was there for about 4 years in Philadelphia. And while I was there, I also got a master's in systems engineering. So my whole life was engineering. It was engineering until it wasn't. And then I moved to Peoria, Illinois, where I am now, in 2012. And when I got here, this is actually when the local theater scene is really what got me into acting and got me back to what I wanted to do all along. And it was just like I said, it was something I never thought that was possible. But when I saw all of the opportunities that were here with 3 local community theaters between Cornstalk, Peoria Players, and East Light Theater here in Peoria, I got involved right around 2016, and shout out to my man Anthony Hendricks, who actually gave me my first opportunity to be in a original stage play, Strangeland, that we did in 2016, and that actually is that's what really sparked that fire. Ever since that day and that one weekend where we had that one show, I just had this bug in me ever since, and I started doing show after show, musicals, plays. It was like constant for the past 5 or 6 years. It was just all day, every day, doing plays. After I get off work, I would, be reading scripts, studying, go to work the next day, do the same thing over and over, go to rehearsal till 10 o'clock at night, and do the same thing over and over. So, like I said, it was kind of it's a thing that I was started out at kind of like as a hobby, just to kind of get away from the monotony of the engineering in my day. But then as it continued, the bug just kept biting me, and I just kind of started to figure out how can I do this on a professional level.
Now, you are a father and a husband, and you've been a career electrical system engineer for 15 years. We all know who else is an engineer. She is one of my favorite talk show hosts. I'm pretty sure you know who she is, Ronnie Love. Before she got into DJing on radio, that was what she did. She said career engineering. So you've been in the game doing this for 15 plus years. Do you realize how that has been that long?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like I said, I'm be celebrating my 20 years from my high school graduation. So yeah, 15 years out of college is coming up this year, 2023. So yeah, it's been a while, and that's why, like, a lot of times, like I said, it's a blessing and a curse at times, because engineering, like I said, I'm so methodical. I'm so by the book. I view everything when it comes to, like, if it's on the paper, it's Bible, it's truth. And when it comes to acting, a lot of times you have to let some of that go and just be free and just allow the creativity to flow. So exercising both of those muscles at the same time, it's like I said, it's a wonderful thing. And I love where I am today. And like I said, I'm excited about what the future holds.
And look at all this love you're getting in the comments. Juanita says he's got directing skills as well. And Thomas Simpkins says, what up, Ronnie? We love you.
What's going on,
Juanita
bro?
Says, the Justice Voice says, dual careers, my brother. Proud of you. So how does it feel to have all this support behind you 100% going into a passion? Before we get to that, because I got familiar with you through your work on Chicago PD, and I said, wow, what an amazing actor. And we'll get to that in a second. But how does it feel to have all this support behind you 100%, following your passions, and then balancing it out with being an engineer and acting as well?
I mean, you couldn't do it without the support. This is an industry that's definitely full of rejection, and that you have to get used to, and people telling you no. And so it's definitely great to have, a lot of people in your corner that's rooting for you, that's wanting to see you succeed, and shoot for the stars. And so, especially me coming from a small town, like I said, I have a huge support system back home. Everybody's back there rooting for me and rooting for my success as we keep going. And then coming here to Peoria, Illinois as well. Like I said, I built a family here of all the people that I've met and have performed with and sang with and been over to the houses to eat or whatever it might be. Like I said, I built a family here in Peoria, is where I met my wife as well. So like I said, with her family and having everybody here, like I said, it's just amazing just to have, everybody backing you up, because it takes that, that village to keep going when you want to quit, because you feel like, I can't let these people down. They're looking for me to succeed. They're asking me what's next. They're trying to see, a lot of people want to live vicariously through other people sometimes. And so I feel like, it's a duty of mine to make sure that, I make them proud. I make my late parents proud, and continue to put forth good content and continue to, be the man that, they wanted me to be.
And that you are, you definitely are, and they're looking down on you. So with that being said, speaking of making your parents proud, let's go through some of your accolades here. You are the award-winning actor for the Film Festival Best in 2021 for your hardworking dramatic short, The Premiere. So tell us, what was that like? Did you have any idea running through your mind, because there's so many actors out here, that you were going to win? Just that feeling, having your name being called. What was running through your mind?
I still don't know how I won. Shout out to Star Power Film Company, my man Ruben Ramirez, Mario Cannon. These guys kind of really set it up and helped me get my start. Gave me my first shot. We did a short film. It was a 48-hour film festival that was done in 2021. That was here locally. I think we had probably about 10 to 12 ish films that were entered into that competition, and like I said, it was just a great experience. I had never thought in a million years that I was actually going to win an award for it, but we came away with best actor for that film festival. Like I said, hey, it just goes to show, like I said, that the hard work that I put in, the training that I put in, and just having the opportunities, having the people in my corner that, being able to give me the platform to do what I do, we've been able to kind of achieve. And it's just like I said, we're just scratching the surface for what's to come.
Absolutely. And that you have. Let's fast forward here. You got the call for Chicago PD on NBC. Tell us, what was that like, getting the call? And do you remember where you were when you got the call?
Yeah, so that actually just happened this year. And the episode hasn't even aired yet. I haven't even put a lot of information out to the public about it. I'm trying to wait. So yeah, this is the first time most people have heard it, other than the people that's close in my corner. But I did, like I said, I booked my first network TV co-star, and it was for Chicago PD. I started, like I said, I just signed with Talent by Alexander. Shout out to my amazing agents, Laura Alexander, Lisa Mooney there. I signed with them back in late January, and immediately the auditions started rolling in, and I got commercial auditions, and I had auditions for some of the TV shows, Chicago PD and The Chi. And Chicago PD, I was able to book that one, and it was, like I said, it was a whirlwind feeling, because it's been what I've been trying to do for the past 3 years. I kind of, when the pandemic started, everything kind of shut down when it came to local theater and all of that. Everything shut down. And so I tried to, at that point, I made a transition to say, hey, I'm going to try to pursue TV and film and commercials. And so then I've had an opportunity to do a few commercials, one for Moe's Southwest Grill, one for Peoria International Airport. And when it came to the network TV, actually getting on real TV, it's been a struggle, because, like I said, I've had a lot of auditions, but just trying to get over that hump. It's been a long road coming, and once I got with Talent by Alexander, and we got that audition, and she gave me that call that day and said, hey, like, oh my gosh, like, you're an amazing actor, and like, if you don't book this, I'm gonna be upset. And then a couple of hours later, she called me back and told me I was on check of veil, and I'm starting to freak out because like my anxiety going through the roof, because this is what I've been praying for. This is what I've been working for, and it's almost here. And then like a few minutes later, she gave me a call back and said I booked it, and I'm like, it was just a I don't even know how to describe the feeling. I just was amazed that, you know, it was here. The time was here. It was finally my time to say, you know, hey, this is what I've been working for. I booked my first role on network TV, and we're gonna see it. The episode is supposed to air on March 29th. So be prepared to check that out. I'll definitely be posting some stuff as we get there. But hey, it's just, that was like I said, it's an amazing feeling. I'm still coming down off a high as it is right now, and just, you know, just going through the whole motions of being on, like I said, a actual networks TV set, seeing how they operate, seeing how everything moves so quickly it was absolutely amazing. And it just gave me some validation that this is where I belong, and the hard work I've been putting in is all paying off.
And look at God. It's like it's coming into fruition. I'm a believer that whatever you put out there in the universe is going to come back full circle. If you manifest something, and I know a lot of people get tired of hearing about manifestation, but I've literally had people say, well, this can happen. I've had one actor that I interviewed, and this would have been back season 15, which would have been 2021. He was doing something with Netflix. And a few months later, I look at the trailer and it flashes on the screen. Shout outs to Donnell E. Smith. He's in the Wu-Tang Saga, first one. So I had to put two and two together. He said he was doing something with Netflix, and then I see him in the trailer. So it's the power of manifestation that whatever you use that God has given you, you put out there in the universe, it's going to come to fruition.
Absolutely.
And that's because he manifested it. He put it out there. He said, oh, it's going to happen. I'm going to get cast at this. Because it's like you said in the beginning, mid part of this interview, we don't get a whole lot of callbacks. We don't get a whole lot of yeses right off the gate. It's going to be a no, and you're going to have a lot of no's. I've had people turn me down for interviews and things on this platform. I've had people say, well, you're too black, you're too brown to do this, you can't do this. So it's a little bit of that in this business. So be prepared for the no's. The no's is only preparing you for something greater. And I think I posted something like that this morning. God's no is a rejection. God's no is not a rejection. It is a redirection. So it's basically pointing you back into the right direction of where you need to be. And I want everybody to take that message, because it could be no, not right now, but it happens in this business. So it only rebuilds you to make you stronger to where you need to go. Now, speaking of being strong, it's Women's History Month. It's celebrating us. But all that aside, I know we women and we are amazing, but for you as a black man, I want to know where your strength comes from. Where do you get your strength for the characters? Because you played some amazing characters throughout your career. So I want to know, for you as a black man, when you're on set and you're in that acting chair, where does your strength come from?
Honestly, like I said, it all comes from God. I mean, like I said, I've been a man of faith since long time. I think in 1999 I gave my life to Christ. When I was in 9th, 10th grade, and ever since then, I mean, everything I do, everything I've gotten has been all due to Him, and just going through some of the things I went through, coming from where I come from. Like I said, I owe it all to God, and just He's given me the strength to study, to know how to train and retain this information, and to do what I do. And so whenever I'm on set, like I said, I'm a person that's on set. I'm very focused. I'm kind of tuned in when we're filming, so I don't, like, people might think I'm not like I said, I'm not fun or whatever, but yeah, when we're on set and we're shooting, like I said, I'm kind of zoned in, and then when we say cut, I kind of back away. We can laugh, we can have a good time and everything, but usually I'm just focused. So like I said, all of that, like I said, I owe it to God that I'm able to um do the things able to create the characters that I create. And like I said, he's put some great people in my life. He has put some amazing people in front of me that have really poured into me and trained me to be the actor that I am today. Like I said, shout out to my amazing mentor and coach right now, Christine Horn, who plays Mabel on BMF and Black Diamond on Snowfall. Like I said, I've been training with her for the last probably 8 months now. And some of the things, like I said, when you talk about manifestation, that's something that she's huge on when it comes to manifestation and speaking it. Like I said, I'm like one of her sayings is, I'm doing all the right things. It's only a matter of time. And that's exactly what I've kind of held on to. And some of those mantras that she's put forth, just having that mindset, knowing that I go into the room, I'm confident that I belong here and that I'm supposed to be here right now. And that's one of the things that like I said, I owe it to, all of the people that have come in front of me, that have come my way, some of the mentors that have helped me get my materials together, and have, like I said, the classes that I've taken, the teachers at Green Room Studio and Vagabond, and some of the other courses that I've taken as well. It's just always been, like I said, nothing I do is because of me, but like I said, I owe it all to God and to everybody that He's put in front of me.
Yes. Now, growing up for me, I've had so many powerful women, as well as my father, influence me to get into doing what I'm doing, which is hosting a platform and talk show. For you, Ronnie, who are some of the influences that have influenced you? I know, of course, your parents, rest their soul, God rest them. But who've been some more influences in your life that influenced you along the way to keep going?
Like I said, I've had tons of people that have come into my life. Like I said, definitely my parents, like I said, they have instilled that faith in me. Like I said, being the youngest also of three boys, I've also, like I said, seeing my brothers, and as they grew up, I learned a lot from those guys. Being able to kind of just watch and emulate and see even some of the mistakes that they made, to know not to do certain things, and to follow in their footsteps on certain things as well. I've been able to kind of chart my own path from that perspective. So when you talk about, like I said, influences beyond that, like I said, I had great people even coming to ever since I've been here in Peoria. I owe it to a lot of people. Like I said, I shout out to Anthony Hendricks. That guy got me started in acting. He the one. I'm like I said, I hope you watch this at some point. I'm shouting you out, bro. But he actually gave me my start when it came to acting. And then you got some of the other influences that I haven't even met in person, like Wendy Elaine Wright. I've taken her Hollywood Winter Circle course, and then, as I said, Christine Horn is another. And then I usually take in a lot of content. Like I said, I'm a sponge when it comes to pulling content from people. I will sit here and I can watch TV and really learn a lot from somebody. I can listen to a podcast. I can listen to somebody tell their story, and I'm able to kind of retain some of that information and hold on to some of those lessons that they've went through, like I said. And those are the kind of things that I kind of do. Like I watch a lot of TV. I listen to a lot of TV. I've had great pastors in my life. Pastor David Kemp in Watley, Georgia. I've had pastors when I've moved to Philadelphia, had pastors in Atlanta when I lived there, like that have all really shaped and molded me and really spoke into my life as we grow. And shout out to my current pastor right now, Bishop Timothy Chris, as well, as a spiritual father. Like I said, I can go to him and tell him, things that are going on in my life right now, that he can actually help, put me on the right path. And yeah, that's basically what it is. There's so many people I could be naming names all day long. Like, everybody that has come in through my life has been there for a reason. Even if they were there for only a season, there was something that it was a reason why we crossed paths, and there's something that I have learned from you or taken from you, from that relationship, from that interaction that we had. And I try to take those things, and it makes me and molds me into who I am today.
Absolutely. Now, if you could change one thing about the industry, acting wise or directing wise,
Ooh,
what would that be?
ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Man. If I could change one thing about the industry, huh, um, wow. Let's come back to that one. That's a loaded one there. That's a huge one.
I'll kind of give you a start because I kind of touched on this yesterday on yesterday's show with my guest that I had on. I would say a push for more diversity,
Oh,
inclusion,
absolutely. I mean, absolutely. I mean,
definitely.
we all know that's definitely one thing. Like I said, we've had the Oscar so white drama and all that thing that went on. I mean, you have a lot of uproar right now with with Angela Bassett and everyone saying how she was snubbed from the Oscar and so
Yeah,
forth. And even there's even been plenty more. Like you got Danielle Detweiler and her performance in Teal got no kind of awards recognition through this season, and I don't know how that was the case. Like I said, there may have been some nominations, but she was a absolute snub from being nominated for an Oscar or any of those. So when you talk about diversity, that's absolute. I mean, everybody know we need more diversity when it comes to this industry and these award shows. But hey, that's why we got to make our own content. We become. You see most of these guys, Michael B. Jordan directing now, and you got Ryan Coogler and all these guys. We actually the ones we're putting out the content, we're putting out the stuff out here so that we can give ourselves places in this industry. So I mean, that's ultimately what has to be done. We make content, we put our own stuff out there, and we create and not wait. I mean, Ernestine Morrison, I know she says that a whole lot. That's like I said, another person. Like I said, I take stuff in and I listen. Like create, don't wait, and that's what it's all about. But yeah, we definitely need more diversity and change, and even in the theater community. One reason, like I said, I also sit on the board right now at Peoria Players, and one reason I joined the board 3 years ago, which unfortunately, like I said, a lot of life changes have happened over the past 3 years that prevented me from giving enough of my time that I wanted to. But one of the reasons I joined the board in general was because when you look at theater as a whole, even here in this small community of Peoria, diversity has been a big issue when it comes to seeing people that look like me and other minority as well. Like I said, we aren't. There doesn't seem to be a place for us. Not that there isn't. It's just from the outside looking in. It's just like, I mean, we don't know the shows. We don't know what's going on. If we do go for a show, we don't get cast for it because they cast, somebody else that may look a different way. Like I said, so it takes a concerted effort to really increase diversity in these realms, especially like I said, when local theater movies play. It takes a concerted effort to choose a minority to play a particular role because we can. And once that happens, we'll begin to see more and more of that. You'll get to see the talent level that everybody has.
I love what Nate just said in the comments. Fired by Nate. Black-owned fashion brands. You guys, please go make sure you check him out as well. He said Black people getting paid what they are worth, like the other actors. And we all know Viola Davis said it best. She said, "If you call me the Black Meryl Streep, pay me like it." And that's one thing that I've been
Exactly.
pushing for, is for more inclusion and more diversity here on my platform, because it's unapologetically Black. It's by a Black woman. I created it. I created Style by Stevie. And I wanted my guest yesterday, John F. Thomas, who's also an actor. We kind of touched on this in our interview yesterday. You came in. That's when I had the pink hair. I was T-Boss, no scrubs yesterday. But listen, that's one thing we touched on, is the diversity issues, from the Oscars to certain award shows not wanting to nominate actors and writers and directors of color. That's the push. And the reason why we have these conversations, one actress that I interviewed said that this is a start. It was Nareda Rodriguez. Velasquez, she said that. Nareda said that. And she said, this is why we have these conversations. It's to step in the right direction to get them to notice and let them know that, hey, we're here too. It's not just the one side. And if you look at the category that Angela was nominated in, she was the only Black actress nominated in that category. If you looked at the screen, she's the only woman of color nominated for that award. So I can see the outrage, and I was upset myself. I said, I kind of had a feeling, because you know when you go with your gut instinct, your gut never leads you wrong. So I said, she's not going to win this award. And that's just truthfully. I already know how it is. It's sad because we are the backbone of this country. We are the culture. Black people, we are the culture. We are the inventors. And we still do not get our credit. And I'm going to give you a little, it's not Black History Month. I think Black History Month should be every day. But
absolutely.
You guys know Jackie Kennedy Onassis, right?
Mm-hmm.
A Black woman designed her gown. You guys didn't know that, did you?
Mm-hmm.
A Black woman designed her gown, but back in the day, we weren't referred to as Black women. We were referred to as colored women. So she didn't say a Black, Anne designed my gown. She said a colored woman made this gown. So it goes to show you that we still have a lot that we're fighting against in this country when it comes to us as people of color. And that's racism. I understand that I will never see the garments of a woman who is non-Black. I'm a Black woman. And the targets that I have on my back is she's angry, she's difficult. If I speak out or fight for rights or speak out for anything, Ron has some targets on his back too. He looked at as he's a threat. So it goes to show you what we're fighting against as people of color in this country. And that's racism.
Absolutely.
And it's in this business. If not racism, it's colorism. That's also on that scale as well, too, of racism. So Absolutely. They both tie in together. But look at that. Let me not get heavy. Let me tap out of my anti-racist for a moment. Because I'm too radical. That's why they don't have me on national television yet, because I'm too radical and I understand what my people, Black people, go through. I understand the struggle. I understand that I'm not going to seek the garments of a woman who is non-Black. I would never reap those benefits.
Okay. But and yeah, like I said, we could definitely go all day on that. We know that's why when you talk about changing one thing, the diversity, that's a huge topic. We can be talking about that all day from every industry, not even just the entertainment industry, but just the world in general. So.
Juanita, girl, we don't want radical. We don't want radical because I could turn into Angela Davis in a heartbeat.
We need
it. I know I'm saying what everybody, mainly Black people, are thinking, and this is what they're thinking. Even people that were Black that were watching the Oscars, they wanted Angela to win. They wanted Angela to win. I was looking for her winning also as well too. But I say, yeah. Shout outs to Ruthie Carter, who is the first Black woman to take home 2 awards for costume design for Black Panther. You can nominate her, but you can't nominate Angela. That's no shade to Jamie Lee Curtis. I love her too. I think she's an amazing actress. But this one should have been for Angela. Like, this is her season. She's been winning back to back to back. Time magazine named her the Woman of the Year. So this was her year. This would have solidified her career and make up for what she didn't win for What's Love Got to Do. But I can already guess and assume who's on the board of the Oscars, and I won't get too deep into that. We
know that. I say, yeah, we already know the situation. I mean, I wasn't too shocked by it, just because it's what happens. Is what we're used to. It's unfortunate that this is the situation that we're in, but she definitely deserved. In all of our eyes, she definitely deserved to win after having racked up, all the awards leading up to this, the Golden Globe and everything else. Then you get to the culmination, and you can even tell on her face that she was disappointed when they announced Jamie Lee. It was kind of like yeah, you can see it on her in her eyes as well. But hey, it's one of those things where, as Black people, I mean, we don't necessarily need the validation of like I said, white establishments to tell us that, you know, who we are and what our worth is. I mean, we know that. That's why we create our own shows. That's why we do, like I said, the NAACP Image Award. Winning that probably meant more to Angela than that Oscar was, because it came from her peers. It came from us. And so with that, I think, you know, she won, even though she didn't win the Oscar. She won in the end.
And other shows like the Essence Awards. Essence Awards
Mm-hmm.
recognizes Black entertainment, Black culture,
Absolutely.
unapologetically. I love about them, as well as you mentioned the NAACP Awards. And some of y'all on Twitter, y'all are wrong. BET Awards, of course, they showcase us, Black excellence. Y'all call it the EBT Awards. I'm not even going to get into that. Y'all on Twitter are something else. Y'all know that? But these are the award shows that we need that showcase Black talent, Black film directors, Black actresses, Black actors, Black writers. Showcase us in that. Hattie McDaniel was the first African American woman to take home an Academy Award. And she was told she had to go through the back door. So that's what I feel like is being told to us now in 2023, is that no, you won't win because of this. So I definitely feel that takes a play into it as well, too. Black excellence, exactly, Juanita, and that's why I created my platform. I've had everyone of all diversities, all nationalities here on my platform, and I'm thankful to share it with everyone, big and small. You know, fresh new faces that are just coming up, you got to give them an opportunity, because there's so many indie film directors and producers out here. Dewan Ford, Maurice Paramore, just to name a few.
Absolutely.
It's so many. Marcus, it's so many. And they're Black and they're starting off. And then a lot of people, y'all have the nerve to get up here and talk about Tubi films. Oh, these films look bootleg. But guess what? It's people that look like us in those projects.
Absolutely.
Where if you go to certain films, they don't showcase us. You'll probably see one next to the lead that is Black. Very likely you'll see the Black woman as a lead. And it's stereotypically, we talked about this yesterday on both shows. We talked about it Tuesday and yesterday, Wednesday. We talked about how they typecast Black actors and actresses in certain roles. And I'm pretty sure, Ron, you've gotten to portray the role as the thug type character, or the bodyguard, or somebody of the sort, or some sort of gangster. That's how they categorize certain Black men that are actors in the business. Whereas for me, I get to play a baby mama. I get to play the woman that's been scorned. I mean, it should be about range. Shout outs to my girl, Ro Underwood. She did Raising Kanan on Stars. And if you go back and you look at her catalog of work, she has range. And I say, you got range, girl. That's what it's about being in this business, is being able to play certain different types of characters and not just put in one category. It was Leslie Jones who spoke about typecasting and how they typecast certain actors in roles. But let me get off my soapbox. I'm preaching. Y'all be like, yes, girl. Yes. Let me stop. But it's the truth, though. And we talked about it Wednesday, yesterday, as well as Tuesday. And I know a lot of Black actors and actresses out here get tired of being typecast into one specific role and category. It's just like, can I play something else? Can I play I want to play a Lady Eloise type character. Let me play something like a Devil Wears Prada, Meryl Streep, but the Black version. Let me play Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz. I mean, like, show me range. I don't want to be just casted as the drug addict or the baby mama. I can have so much range.
And that's why it's important that we come together and we write, you know, these screenplays, and we write plays, and we do these things, because it's important to create our own content and put ourselves in the light that we want to be seen. I mean, if we wait for, you know, them to give it to us, and they're going to continue to cast us in those stereotypical roles. They're going to continue to make these slave films that we continue to see, like, as if that's the only story of Black America. is slavery. Like they're going to continue to do that. So that's why we have to create our own content. And I'm talking to myself. I keep saying it more so than anything. I'm talking to myself as well, because there's roles, there's ideas that I have that I need to figure out a way to get them on paper and get them on screen as well. Shout out to Tina Ferguson, who's also another amazing writer, director, actress herself, you know, and mentor of mine as well. She, like I said, she has made it her mission to train people on creating their own content, even starting with just with an iPhone. And so doing those things, like I said, there's opportunities out here for us to do short films, for us to put our stories in the world so that other people can see us in a different light.
Exactly. And shout outs to another actor, Nelson J. Davis. I've interviewed him twice on the platform. You guys are familiar with Nelson.
Absolutely.
He has range, stepping from in front of the lens to now producing his own projects, and they're going straight to Tubi. And he's Black. So some of y'all who are looking down on these Tubi films, I want y'all to take this into consideration, that these people are producing these projects on their time, on their dime.
Definitely.
And they're Black. They look like me.
Definitely.
They look like everyone on the screen here that y'all see today. So I'm going to kind of need y'all to get out of that mindset of just saying, oh, well, you know, it's a Tubi film, it's this, that, and that. I support, I've actually been binge watching a lot of Black film directors and stuff on Tubi that are out here doing the work. And their work is just as good.
Have you watched Cameron yet on Tubi?
I haven't checked it out. That's something I got to check out.
You got to check out Cameron, written and directed and starring Jay Jones. She's an amazing writer and author who turned one of her most popular books, Cameron, into a movie. I star in it as well. Like I said, it's on Tubi right now for everybody to see. Cameron, it's amazing. It's only, like I said, I only think it's hour and 15 minutes roughly. So yeah, go make sure you go check that out. It's a good one.
Can we come together and support each other instead of degrading? Exactly, Ronnie, because I've heard people talk about it. Oh, but I don't watch the Tubi films. They look goofy. The person who's producing the project is Black. Take that into mind. They look like you. Whereas 9 times out of 10 in these projects in Hollywood, if you want to be really, really real, let me tell you something. You're going to be casted as the best friend, or it's 9 times out of 10 next to lead, and they're Black. You're not going to get the lead part. Now, if you're Black and you're producing it on your own, like a Lena Waithe, or let's say a Gina Prince Bythewood or Regina King, then yeah, you'll get that role. But I want to see more representation, and that's why I do what I do here on my platform. Definitely. All right, so let me get off of my soapbox. It was kind of heavy and loaded, all of that, and I hope you guys all took that in, that what we're doing here on my platform is showcasing the range that us as Black creators, film directors, producers, writers, we are here. We're letting you know that, and that's what I showcase here on my talk show and my platform. So let's get on a lighter note, all right? We're going to do some games here, all right?
Okay.
And then I'm going to give you guys the Women's History Month fact of the day, the women that we're honoring, and the final thought. And then we're going to take some more questions for Ron, and then we're going to wrap up, all right? So let's get into our games. All right, the first one is called the Rapid Five. And Ron has to tell us 5 things he can't live without. It can be his favorite football team. It can be his favorite drink, his favorite food, things that he can't live without. And then the next one I'm going to go through is I'm going to name a couple actors. It's called His Thoughts. So I'm going to name a couple actors, and Ron has to give me one word to describe each actor, all right? So let's get into the Rapid Five. What are 5 things that Ronnie can't live without?
That I can't live without. I'll say, my family. I can't live without. Man, this is tough. I can't live without music.
Okay.
I can't live without, obviously, number one, God. I can't live without, Uh, I'm a cookie monster. I love cookies. Um,
All right.
and lastly, I can't live without uh, um, hmm, man. I don't know. Honestly, I can't. I mean, I can't live without honestly sports.
All right.
I'm I'm a huge sports fan, and if you take it away, that'll hurt me a little bit.
All right. Ladies, if you want men in sports, that my
Hey,
father, my brother, yeah, that is one thing they can't live without is sports too. So yeah, expect it. All right. All right, fashion dolls. It is time to find out his thoughts. So I'm going to go through a list of actors. All right. So I'm going to go through each era of actor. And I want Ronnie to give me one word to describe each actor. All right. So the first actor I'm going to start off with is Harry Belafonte.
ooh, legend.
All right. The next one is Sidney Poitier.
The goat.
Denzel Washington.
Man. Probably the best, one of the best to ever do it.
And I feel like this next gentleman is very underrated. He does not get his just due. I know him and grew up watching him from a different world. Glenn Turman.
Ooh, absolutely. Dynamic.
Right. And last but certainly not least, you know we had to throw a shake up in here. Ronnie Hudson second.
um, I would say taking off.
And it's coming. It's definitely coming with all of the things that you're doing throughout your career. You're there already. Last but certainly not least, I had to throw another shake up in there, Will Smith.
Hey, uh, like I said, he's said one word. Um, he is honestly, in my opinion, he's still amazing.
Yes. All right.
I mean,
Those are his thoughts. Fashion dolls, those are his thoughts. And it's like actor on actor. Other actors giving their opinion on other actors. And this reminds me of the conversation that Ingenue and Regina King had where they were giving each other their flowers on each other's career, looking back in time, going through some of the work that they've done. So that's sort of like what his thoughts or her thoughts is about. All right, fashion dolls. Now, before we close out and we take some more questions, I'm going to give you guys the thought of the day and the women that we're honoring for today. So the women that I chose to honor today, because March is celebrating us all month long and the contributions that we as women have brought to the world. The women I choose to honor is one of my favorite girl groups, and y'all know I am a music head. I chose one of the greatest girl groups of all time, and it is TLC. All right, so we all know Lisa Left Eye Lopez, God rest her soul, Rosanda Chili Thomas, and Tian Tibaz Watkins. Now, they formed a girl group together of girl power, explosive girl power. Now, they took over the early 90s, breaking records with 9 top 10 hits on the Billboard Hot 100, including No Scrubs, Creep, and Waterfalls. Their message about being an independent woman and standing up for yourself and promoting safe sex, all of that, TLC stood for so much. And these are the women that I choose to honor today. And not just women in general, but teenagers, you know, succumbing to society and peer pressure. That was also part of their message as well, too. So shout outs to TLC and rest in peace to Lisa Left Eye Lopez. All right. All right, fashion dolls. And our final thought of the day comes from none other than another one of my favorite singers, Lady Gaga. She says, don't ever let a soul in the world tell you that you can't be exactly who you are. And you guys know my motto here on Style by Stevie. God created you divinely in his image. You are uniquely divine in God's image. Never let anyone tell you that you are not capable of accomplishing what you can accomplish. Whatever it is, whatever passion you want to go after, you want to be an actor, a talk show host, a doctor, Because when we were younger, what did our parents always ask us? They said, "What do you want to do?" And we would give them an answer right off the bat. We say, "We want to be a doctor." And then sometimes we would say, "Okay, we want to be an actor or a singer." And the parents would be like, "That's not realistic. What's another job? What's another gig?" And then once we get in the business, it's just like they sort of kind of doubt you a little bit. Like, "Are you sure this is what you want to do?" Parents sort of have their reservations about it because they want you to go to college. They want you to finish up school. And in some cases, that's not the case for everybody. I'm not saying don't go to school. Do what your heart desires for you. 100%. If acting is something that you want to do, there's so many acting coaches out there that can help you. There's so many instructors out there that can help you. If you want to be a fashion designer, there's designers out there that can help you and shadow you. There's resources out there. You just have to be willing to take advantage of those resources. So this is basically what Lady Gaga is saying in that quote. Don't never let anybody, and I mean anybody, and when you rise up to a certain pinnacle of your life, expect this. This is one more thing. You're going to have people that are going to try to pull you down right there on their level because they don't think that you're good enough, you're capable enough, or you're not valuable enough or marketable enough. I've had that happen to me when I first started. I started at age 19. I'm about to be damn near 30 now. So the gray hairs will start kicking in pretty soon. So I'm expecting. I remember my sister, bless her soul. I love you, sissy. She cried when she turned 30. So for me, listen, I'm ready for it. Gray hairs and all. I'm ready to be Auntie Stevie. I'm ready for it. I'm expecting it. So definitely never let anybody doubt you. I've always been the type of person to go against the grain. When people say you can't, I always try to prove them wrong. So that's the type of mentality you should have. All right. So do we have any questions for Ronnie before we conclude this amazing conversation? And while we're waiting on you guys' questions to come in, Ronnie, I'm going to let you close it out with some final thoughts because I know there are young black men that are watching you because you have a son, you have a daughter as well.
Mm-hmm.
And they're looking at you and they're saying, "Daddy, has that conversation started yet?" Where they say, "Okay, I want to dive into acting." And what advice would you give to young black men that are looking to get into the acting business?
Honestly, for anybody that wants to get into acting, one thing that a lot of people that say they're interested in acting, they want to just jump in. They want to get on TV. They want to get on stage. They want the lead role. They want to just get that up front. But honestly, that's all well and good. I would tell anybody to go after your dreams. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't do anything. But ultimately, a craft such as the acting and the entertainment industry, it takes training. It's gonna take, like I said, your passion has to really outweigh everything because you're gonna have to put in the work. Like I said, I spend hours and hours doing self tapes. I spend hours and hours reading books. I'm watching TV from a different lens now. I don't even watch it to try to enjoy the story of what's going on. I'm looking at how the actor interacting with the other actor in the particular scene. I'm looking at how, from a perspective, because I know what it looks like, the cameras and everything that'll be there and how they're framing the particular scenes and stuff. So all of these types of things you got to take in, you got to pull together. When you're talking about acting, and you really got to put in the work, and you can go for it. And I'm proof that, hey, if you put in the work, you put in the time, you can see some success.
Absolutely. And we got a question for you from Juanita. She wants to know, are you interested in doing a Broadway play?
Well, Juanita, I would love to. Like I said, I definitely, with the experience I've gotten here in Peoria with the musicals and the plays, like I said, I love the stage. I don't know when I will get back to the stage just because of how much, time it takes right now, and, having the little one and stuff, it's really takes you away for a good 2-3 months. But if there's an opportunity to perform in a stage play at the professional level, whether even if that's in, like I said, in Chicago theater market where I am now, or like I said, if we could get to the point of New York and Broadway, I would actually absolutely love to. I mean, I'm not sure if it's one of a short-term goal, because I've had opportunities through my agency right now to kind of audition for some Chicago theater plays, but I've kind of just said, I'm not really at that moment because it takes so much time with the whole rehearsal process and so forth. Whereas filming, you do it for a day or two or a week or so forth, and it's over with. And then you wait for the product to come out. But with the play, it's 2-3 months of constant, rehearsal and performing, and it really takes another level of commitment and another level of availability. So I'm hoping to get there, but we'll see where it takes me in the next couple of years.
Another question from Anita. She wants to know, what advice would you give when looking for a coach and an agent?
Well, as far as a coach is concerned, you really have to find somebody that really connects with you. I've had multiple, like I said, a lot of information is free out on YouTube, because that's honestly how I found Christine Horn. She posts content on YouTube, Instagram, all of the time, and so I started following her about 2.5 years ago, and then I went to her conference that she had in Atlanta last summer, and we had a chance to meet with her in person, and having that interaction and that dialogue in person, it kind of really said, you know what, I want to work with you because I think that you can pour into me some things that I need to get me to the next level, and I like I said, and every dime that I spent was well worth it. When it comes to, like I said, when it comes to choosing a coach, though, you got to look for somebody that's actually doing the work, that's doing what you want to do. Christine is booking. She's got her IMDb is a mile long with credits and booking. So you want to make sure that anybody that you choose, they're doing the work and you see results, because otherwise they're gonna just be selling you something that you could have found out there for free just so they can get your money. And when it comes to agencies, those are different as well. Like I said, it kind of depends. Like I said, I had an agency last year that I was with that things didn't move as much. I didn't have a lot of interaction, didn't have a lot of dialogue. I felt that relationship wasn't really what it could have been. And so now with the new agency that I have, like I said, I was able to have a sit down and talk with Lisa Mooney about some of my goals and what they're looking for from actors that they bring on their roster. And so we really connected on the basis of what we're kind of looking to do for each other. And those are the types of things that you have to look for when you're talking about an agent. Because basically the agent is working for you, but at the same time, you need to be able to have a relationship to where they can tell you, hey, this is what you need to do. I need you to get some new headshots. I need you to get me a scene, go film a scene that shows you playing this type of character so I can submit this with your package to some of the casting directors. You need that ongoing partnership in this career, because it's not just, they get paid when you get paid. So that's what like I said, that's what a relationship with an agency is all about. So you want to make sure that you find somebody that is for you and that's really willing to put in the work to send you out, and make sure that they understand your type and who you are, and they can see what roles they can see you in, and then they can make sure that they really put you in the best light when it comes to some of these opportunities that are available.
Juanita says again, so very proud of you.
Thank you, Juanita. I appreciate it. Like everything, like I said, she is one as well that I talk about from this community. Like I said, that kind of embraced me as I came in, and like I said, I really appreciate you and everything that, like I said, that you've done and parted with me. I performed with Juanita as well. Like I said, we've done great things, like I said, on stage, and and it's just, like I said, it's an amazing community that I have of people backing me right now.
She said, any advice on recording reels, like the acting?
Well, really, with acting reels, yeah. So because I'm still in the process of building mine as well. A lot of content, like I said, you just have to do projects. I've been in a ton of indie films. I'm still waiting on some of my scenes and some of my work to come back to get it so I can put it together in a reel. But really, a lot of times you can find organizations like MC Cast in Chicago, or like I said, a few others that are there that offer demo scenes, and so you can sign up for those. Shoot a demo scene. Like I did a demo scene recently of me being a detective, and I did had a little interrogation, a little run in with a guy that was sitting at a table, and we had a whole talk. And so that is something that I wanted to show, me playing a detective role, and me, like I said, doing a doctor, and some of those things. I'm trying to build those scenes together. So instead of waiting to be cast as one of those roles in somebody's movie or somebody's production, which may not happen for a year or so, you got opportunities like that to sign up for people that already have the cameras and they have all of the whole production aspect of it, and they can help you put that together. Or, like I said, you can film your own. Like with these phones and these cameras that we have today, you write a script, get you and the scene partner, film it over the shoulder, and focus on you and deliver a monologue and deliver a scene like that. That's really what it's all about, and basically putting that together just to showcase what you're able to do.
Juanita said, I saw that. It was amazing.
Thank you.
All right, Fashion Dolls, if you don't have any more questions, we're going to wrap it up here. Ronnie, let everyone know where they can follow you and check you out.
Absolutely. I am Ronnie Hudson II at pretty much all social media across the board: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Ronnie Hudson II for Ronnie Hudson II. You'll find me. Make sure, please follow me. Like I said, I post my updates, my content as things are unfolding. New projects, new ventures that are going on whenever it happens. So, I would love to follow, and I follow back. Hope to, see everybody as we continue to climb this mountain.
And make sure you guys go and check out Chicago PD as well, too, on NBC. The new episode drops March 29th. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Make sure you guys are following all things Ronnie Hudson. Monday joining me, we have DeAndre Norway. So make sure you guys tune in for that. We have some girl talk next week with Tanisha Lynn. So the lineup is up. Make sure you guys go and check it out. And be sure to vote for your favorite LOTW, because I'm giving you guys some looks this week. So y'all make sure y'all vote for your favorite look of the week. I know that one yesterday, everybody's still talking about it. My phone has been ringing off the hook. So I love you all. Make sure you guys stay safe. And Ronnie, any encouraging words to your supporters? Because you still got supporters coming in. Before we wrap up, Banzel says, good to see my brother getting shine.
Banzel, appreciate you, bro. Hey, I just want to say, like I said, thank you to, like I said, all of my supporters, everybody that's followed me on this journey, everybody that's played a role in getting me to this point. Hey, it's only the beginning. We're just getting started, so just be on the lookout, and we're gonna keep climbing and keep pulling people with me as we go along.
All right, Fashion Dolls, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Ronnie Hudson II, and this interview will be saved. Make sure you guys head on over, like Style by Stevie on FB, Facebook. Make sure you guys go and subscribe to Style by Stevie Daytime on YouTube as well. You can check out some of this week's interviews as well as some of the interviews last week. All of my interviews, you guys can check them out. This will be show 415. We've done 415 interviews, you guys. So it's been work. Thank you all for your support and just supporting the platform. You guys stay safe and have a blessed weekend. We will see you Monday with DeAndre Norrie. Thank you for tuning into Style by Stevie with Ronnie Hudson. We love you, Fashion Dolls. Take care, everyone.
Thanks, Steve.
You're welcome.